Hi guys, and welcome to another Divi video. This is Jamie from System22 and WebDesignAndTechTips.com. Well, we've got a nice little full width hero section for you here with hover effect and call to action button. If I just hover over it, there we go, the title pops up and we've got a call to action button and some text there. Nice little effect to have on your site. To do this today, we're using the Divi Image Hover Effects plugin. I'll put the link below the video if anybody wants to check it out. You get over 250 amazing hover effects with it. I got it, I'm really pleased with it, and it's really easy to use. So let's get started. Let's enable the Visual Builder, and we'll just trash what we've got here. Okay, let's add a new row. I'm going to use a single column, and if we go down, here's our Divi Image Hover plugin right here. It's got several different styles here, and each of these styles has a multiple amount of sub-styles. I'm going to use the Modern today. I'm going to use the Alicia. As I say, each of these has a multitude of sub-styles that you can use, but I'm using Alicia today. Okay, let's just put a little image in there. This is the main hero background image. I'll use the same one as I did before. Now, before I go any further, I'm just going to save this. I'm going to make this row full width. And I've already done this, but you may need to go into your section if you want to buffer it up to the top and remove any padding top and bottom so there's no gap there. I've already done that for that section. I'll do it for the row, and we'll make the row full width so it fills the section. So I'm going into the row, the green tab. Going to go to design. Here's sizing. I'm going to pull the width slider up to 100%. I'm going to copy the 100%, Control C, and paste it down below in the max width, or you can type it in if you prefer. We've now got a full width image, but we still got that little bit of space between the top of the row and the section there. So we'll take that away by going back into our spacing here. And this is what I was saying about section. You might want to do this with your section as well if there's a gap there. And top and bottom, I'm simply going to put a 0 in, hit the chain, it'll do the opposite, and we're all flush against the top. Great. Well, let's go back into our image hover module here, and we were in the content. We put that image in. I'm going to flip the image height switch to on, and I'm going to make it the height that I actually want it. Just drag it to where it is, how much of the image you want to show for your hero section. I think that'll work for me. Let's round it off to 700, I guess. And you can slide, you can type in a value, and then you can increment with the little arrows to the right there. Okay, well, let's start adding some content. Image alt text really should be a description of the image itself. It's for sight impaired people that have a screen reader, and it'll read them out what the image actually is. A lot of people use it for SEO and put keywords and geolocation stuff in there. That's entirely up to you. Okay, let's roll on down. Now we've got 3 options for our heading that we can put in. So we can say and each of these you can affect differently, which is the great thing about this little plugin right here. And we'll put some content in. I'll go over to Lorem Ipsum. I'll copy a bit of dummy text because I haven't got anything real to put in here, obviously, and we'll pop that in there. And when we hover over, that's going to pop up like that. Okay, it's a good idea to hide it on a mobile if you've got a lot of text there, because it'll just be too much, but of course that's up to you. I'm going to flip mine to on. If we want a button, put it in here. Say what you want the button to say. It won't show up until you put the URL here. I'm just going to put a hashtag. And best practice, if you're linking to your own site, link it in the same window. If you're linking off-site, open it in a new tab so your site stays open. Okay, moving on down to image overlay. Image overlay color, I only want it on hover really, so I'm going to hit the little arrow there. Desktop, I don't want any at all. On hover, I'm going to make mine black, but I don't want it fully black like that. I'm going to take it down just so we can see that text a lot better. Something like that. We can still see the image. Of course, you can use a color. You don't have to use a full black like I'm using there. That'll work fine. Don't want to use a swap effect. Let me just flip that back to desktop version. Don't want to use a swap effect. That's if you're swapping two images rather than image and text. Don't want to use a light box. Don't need to put a background color in. So let's move on to design. And you can, like I say, style all of these different things. Title, prefix is fantastic. Infix is title text. And suffix is goes here. I think I'll make that whole title bigger, so I'm going to go into the title. I'm going to roll down and make all of it a lot bigger. Now if you need to, you can go in and change it for tablet and mobile here, smaller sizes so it fits better. Always a good idea to check those. Okay, let's go down and we'll start on the prefix, which is the fantastic there. I'm going to make it ultra bold. You can put a background color in if you want to. I don't want to do that, but I will change the actual color itself. Something crazy, and put a bit of text shadow on there. Let's move on down to the infix. This one, let's just change the font for fun. Divi comes with a crazy amount of fonts. There literally are hundreds. You just roll over, it'll give you an example. And let's just use the one I used before. And moving on down, we can go to the suffix, which is the last one there, and style it however you want. That's a little too light. Just put a bit of box shadow in there. Great. So we're pretty much getting there, but it's way too far up the top there. So let's roll on down to our custom spacing. Of course, you can style the button if you want, but I'm happy with it. The default setting there, the button styling's right here. Just flip custom button styles to on if you want to do that one. We'll go to custom spacing and let's go to the title, and I'll give it a margin of the top. Let's try 5%. Yeah, that pushes it down a little bit. That's okay. And the text itself, I'm going to put some padding on the bottom of the title that'll push it down a little bit. But I could try putting 5% in there, and that pushes that down. That's fine. I like that. Now the content itself is just too wide. I don't want it to be as wide as that. So let's try giving it a bit of padding. And that's the text. So left and right, let's give it, we'll try 20%. That may be too much. No, I think that's okay. And remember, we're going to have a color overlay on that when we're hovering over it, so you'll be able to read it a bit better. But I want it both sides, so I hit the chain there. Yeah, I think that's going to work fine. And just for fun, I'm going to slow the animation down a bit. The advanced transitions, I'm going to slow that down to about something like that, but that's entirely up to you. So we should be good to go. I'll just drop a little box shadow in there just to lift it off the page a bit. So that's back to design, box shadow, and we'll pop that one on there. Let's save our changes, save our page changes, and exit the visual builder. And there we go, there's a little hero section when we hover over it. it darkens down, brings up our text, and we got the nice little call to action button. Really easy to do. Like I say, we've been using the Divi Image Hover Effects plugin for this today, and I'll put the link below the video if anybody wants to check it out. That's a nice little thing to have on your site there. So I hope you've enjoyed this today and found it useful. If you have, please give it a thumbs up, ring the bell, comment, share, and subscribe to our YouTube channel. Once again, this has been Jamie from System22 and webdesignandtechtips.com. Thanks for watching. Have a great day.